welcome to the latest video by Itasca Waters. My name is Zach Simpson. I'm the coordinator with Itasca Waters, and today I'm coming to you from the Beier's greenhouse located in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. This is part one of a six-part series where we talk about native plants, some of the advantages native plants hold over traditional horticultural plants, and then we're going to take a look at 6 different plant varieties and their characteristics that are carried by Beier's greenhouse. These videos are going to be released on Tuesdays and Thursdays for the next 3 weeks. During this time, we encourage you to follow along, learn a bit about native plants, and consider planting them on your property or in your garden. So, that being said, let's just dive right in. So, why native plants? And why should you consider native plants? Well, native plants offer several advantages over traditional horticultural plants. The first one is because they're native to an area, they've had time to adapt to the local climate and soil conditions where they would typically occur. So this means that they are going to require less watering, they aren't going to require any fertilizer, and they will require little to no pesticides, which is always a good thing. Another important advantage they have is that they typically are great sources for nectar, pollen, and seeds for butterflies, insects, birds, and other animals. So they're typically great choices if you're looking to attract pollinators to your property. Another reason to choose native plants over their traditional horticultural counterparts is their root systems. Native plants will typically have deeper root systems, and these give several benefits. One, because their root systems are several feet deep in some cases, they're going to help hold that soil in place. So that's going to work to reduce erosion. It's going to increase the capacity for the soil to hold water, and it's also going to reduce runoff and therefore flooding. And as you can see from the Blue Vervain next to me, it is a beautiful aesthetic. It has a lovely little flowers, and so therefore they bring a nice bit of color to the property. So that being said, we're going to dive into our first plant. And the first plant just actually happens to be this Blue Vervain. And with the Blue Vervain, as its name implies, it's a member of the Vervain family. And this plant is typically found growing in wet meadows, prairies, mesic prairies, and along streams. So what does that tell us? It tells us it loves wet soil. So this plant grows great in wet sand, black organic soil, and uphill loamy soil as well. So if you have those soil types on your property, this plant's going to do just fine. Some characteristics of the plant, as you've noticed, the plant grows about 2 to 3 feet tall, and it has, probably can't see it in the video, but what you can't see is the stems are actually square. They're not round. So that's a bit of a characteristic of the plant. The next thing are its leaves. Its leaves are going to be opposite, toothed, thin leaves, and they're thin and narrow, and they're going to grow anywhere from 4 to 6 inches in length. Kind of going along as we travel up the plant, you're going to notice the flowers. The flowers are going to be this pretty blue-purple color that bloom anywhere from July to September. And the flowers are a great source of nectar for insects and butterflies. So it's a great pollinator choice. The other thing it's going to do is produce seeds. And these seeds are actually going to be a source of food for several native birds. And the shoots are typically eaten by smaller animals as well. So it's a great food source, it's a great pollinator, and it's a great first plant to look at in our series. So with that, we're going to conclude the first video. Thank you all so much for watching, If you'd like to know more about Itasca Waters, I'm going to include our webpage, Instagram, and Facebook in the description below. I'm also going to include the webpage for Beier's Greenhouse. They have been great at welcoming us in and letting us film, and we would like to promote them a little bit as well. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch our first video. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks, and have a great day.